What's going on, guys? Day 26. I've started to realize that this path gets really hard. I hit sort of a flat line about 4 days ago. And since then, it's just been hold on, hold tight. And stop messing up. Like, there's so many girls out there that people want to, I don't know, awe over. It's just like, once I hit this flat line, it's just like, what are we doing? It's like this world is so contaminated with this mentality that women are everything, or that beauty is above all, I guess. I don't know. It's disgusting, though. Whatever it is. It makes me think of me when I was addicted to that stuff. It makes me think of men just being tired and lazy and wasting money. It makes me think of a life that I never want to see in myself. I guess the longer I go on retention, the more that I realize I just want a wife. I just want someone to spend my life with. I don't want someone who throws themselves at any man or is willing to, based on a couple basic attributes. I want someone that takes logical consideration. Maybe not logical, but consideration to a degree for what the hell she's about to do to herself. And me too. For a long time, I guess I didn't really have that buffer. I didn't have that wall to keep me in line. And as I destroyed it, it's hard to build it back, because you saw how easy it was to take it down. It's almost like, what's the point of trying again? What's the point of making this significant? I mean, 26 days in, I'm not experiencing too much. I mean, when I first started doing retention entirely, my life changed drastically, even at a week. And that was just because, I've never even stepped outside of releasing and being drained. And now that I did, a bunch of things in my life came back, my experience came back, so much came back. But as time goes on, and you release and you get back on a streak and you release and you just carry those things through. Like, the things that are pretty mundane that you gain right off the bat, those things don't go away as long as you stay trying for retention and stay streak after streak after streak. But now that, I'm entering into a long-term period now, or longer term period, off a couple pretty good streaks, it's just how do you want to live your life? Who do you want to be? What do you think is right? What do you think is wrong? What do you enjoy? These are big questions, especially when it comes to someone like myself, who struggled so long to even answer the fundamental question of what do you enjoy and where do you want to be? Like I said, it's a simple question, but it's hard to answer, because once you step outside the dopamine trap of technology just constantly beaming your attention, pornography and masturbation destroying your hormonal balance, crappy food being, every day to every other day occurrence, once you separate yourself from the dopamine rush that we find ourselves in every single day for hours on end, you begin to realize that there's a lot that I don't know about myself. And if I just knew, then I probably would have a better understanding of why. Like if I just knew, I probably have a better understanding about how to deal with this situation, or how to deal with this problem, or how to start this one thing. But instead we lose ourselves so often. I would say one of the biggest things is social media, because it provides such a comfort, and it is a supplement for real social interaction that we used to have quite often. Even just saying hi to someone in the street can be supplemented over a long period of time with social media. And I've noticed that while I do have social media, I've cut back on it so much. The only thing that I'm doing is I'm talking to girls, or I'm just stalking stuff. Like I'm just looking for stuff. So I'm gonna try and get rid of that. But if anyone's dealing with something like that, the first thing is, if you're just watching nonsense, cut that out. But the second thing is once you start to say, I'm just gonna get off my phone, realize that that's a good decision, like a really good decision. Because you're going to find something to do. You're going to find some way to spend your time after a long period of time of being in boredom, being inside yourself, wondering. You're going to find an answer as long as you stay on retention. Retention is the key for us to understand everything, the key to us for understanding everything. I've never really experienced 100% what it's like to go on severe long-term retention, like really intense. I've always had minor things go wrong, like substances come into play and then mess up, a week or maybe like a couple days while I'm on long-term retention. And then it's a question or wondering of, does that diminish the benefits? So much so that I'm set back days at this point, and it's like, I don't know. And then other times it's like mentally, like I spent too much time in a fantasy, or I've spent too much time, even like minutes is what we're talking about. Like spent too much time in bed in the morning, not getting up in time, threw myself out of whack for the rest of the day. There's so many little things that happens, but while we're on retention, I will admit we do get to see the silver lining to everything. We get to see how it affects us and what it's doing to us, and we remember it. We don't need to write it all down all the time. It's something that we store inside of our mind. We learn much better. And so, I guess even though all this stuff is happening to me and it feels like a flat line, there is that hope. And this is what everybody on retention kind of understands, is that even though all this has been happening to me, I'm recognizing it regardless. There's years that have gone by that I've done stuff like this and I haven't recognized it. And so the fact that I'm recognizing it in only the 2 weeks that it's been in my life, right? This bad habit, well, I'm gonna find an answer. See, that's really the biggest thing, is we trust our intuition, we trust our thoughts, and we trust the process that it takes to purge these destructive things. One of the biggest things that's really, a double-edged sword is female attraction. Once you get on retention, like these girls they don't really know what's going on, but they try and act like they do, and it makes you seem like you may not, in fact, know what's going on. But then once they're proven wrong, the shadow of doubt flies away from them. They no longer doubt themselves in any moment. Basically, when we interact with women, it's always sexually tensioned. And sometimes women interact with us while we're on long-term retention, and it's also the same way. But as you go longer into long-term retention, I mean, I'm only at 20 days, but I would say after 3 weeks, I'm only at 26 days. After 3 weeks, and after a month, I've been past a month before, but after a month, you start to realize from women coming up to you and, engaging with you, what it's like to be them, and what it's like to be the pretty woman that you're talking to and trying to be with. And the reality is you're being weird. See, when you see and recognize situations in your life, like the protagonist is you, the antagonist is this woman that's coming up to talk to you, not someone you want to talk to, or maybe not someone that you're super interested in. The thoughts, the feelings, the emotions, the things that you're going through are because of her coming up to you and being interested in you for a particular reason, a particular way. Take good heed of those moments and remember as much as you can, because there's going to be situations where you're going to do the same to a woman, and if she's not responding positively and she's displaying the same sort of feelings, thoughts, emotions, attributes that you were when you were in that situation, well, you know exactly what's going on. And because of that, if you find yourself in those situations multiple times, when you go up and do it, you'll get better at it. But female attraction overall is a double-edged sword, because we have to fail in a retained state enough so that when we go into a long-term retained state, we can succeed. If you're looking for a wife, you're going to strike out. But not just strike out, you're also going to doubt retention. You're going to strike out within yourself. Not just like talking to women, but like strike out your confidence, your nature, who you are. Because you've never been in this scenario before, where you had the upper hand in a situation, where you had the ability to go up and talk to a beautiful woman and potentially get her number. You've never had that before. And so now that you do, it's a weird situation for you, because you want two things with that. You want, first, the ability to just say just snap your fingers and get what you want, but you also want the ability to have everything natural and have life be genuine and honest. You want it to happen because you learned how to make it happen, or because you put enough work or put enough effort in, or enough days in to where it makes sense to happen. That's what you want. So it can't always come when we're still the man that we used to be. One of the things that retention does the most is just changes who we are fundamentally. We don't act the same way. We don't think the same way. We may think similar thoughts to who we used to be, but not in the basis of, what to act upon and what not to act upon. We just think them because they're general. Our actions definitely change the most, though, because those are the ones that change us before our thoughts change. Our thoughts are just a stream of consciousness that is from the intentions of the heart and enters into the mind as information. And our thoughts are something that we don't 100% have heat of. What we do have heat of is our actions, most importantly, and most relevantly. And so, when it comes to retention, your actions change the most. And it's shocking at first. So, as we go on this journey, and we're talking about relationships and people and all these sorts of things, it's hard, but it's worth it. So, even though it's hard, you got to remind yourself of the potentialities when it comes to what you're dealing with. Like in my case right now, I guess I'm dealing with doubt because of this flatline, and despair and sadness, as well as anger. I get angry quite often. I'm still hitting the gym. I'm still going and doing my diet, drinking good water. Making these videos, checking in with you guys, journaling, eating good food, trying to be the best man I possibly can be, doing my work, making money. I'm trying to, keep my life going, keep my priorities straight. But with this flatline, I do doubt. I doubt the benefits sometimes. Sometimes I slip into drinking alcohol. Sometimes I slip into talking to girls online or in person, just trying to make something happen for whatever reason. It's not real. It's not real intention. It's just doubt. It's fear that's acting in me. It's not really what I want. Because if I was able to sit in a meditative space, I would know each and every way to work, to act, how to move, what to say specifically. So even though it's hard, and even though this flatline is coming upon me, and even though those things enact on me, I'm still going to continue this. My goal is 100 days. I've spent 26 of those in retention, and I plan to spend the other 74 in retention. I will end the 100 days streak. I won't end it, but I will be finished with it on January 8th. By then, I hope to look back at my journals, my videos, other videos of the man that I was, the things that I was doing, and see how drastically they have changed. That is something I am excited for, I would say. But it couldn't come soon enough, could it? Yeah, but that's okay. Spending time and changing is actually probably the most important part about all this. It's not about the one particular experience. It's about all of them combined together over a long period of time to see where you've gone. And so there's these guys that I see on subreddits of retention where they're talking about 3 years in celibacy, complete and total celibacy, 2 years in complete total celibacy. And it's hard for me to go a few months. And so I respect a lot of these guys. If you're going longer than me, man, throw some insight down in the comments. But I appreciate y'all. These videos do keep me alive, especially since we just crossed 100 subs. I really know that people are watching now, and it just feels worth it. So that's a cool experience. But I plan to go 100 days, like I said. I will be updating periodically, as well as just trying to inform about anything that I can while I, go through this journey. If there's something in particular you want me to talk about in a video, then I'll talk about it. And if you have any direct questions for me, put them down in the comments. If you like this video, like it. if you like the channel, if you like me and you want to hear more about me and my journey, or you're just a fellow retainer, consider subscribing. I try to post videos every week. I've been getting a lot better at that. I post them every few days now. So yeah, I appreciate you guys. Keep doing your thing. Stay retained.